What's up, everybody? Rob Campbell, the mortgage broker. Today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 most important things you need to remember when it comes to your upcoming mortgage renewal. Let's get into it. All right, up to 25% of outstanding mortgages in Canada are coming up for renewal this year in 2025. And I want to go over the top 5 things that you need to remember when it comes to your mortgage renewal. So let's get into it. Number 1. First of all, what is your mortgage renewal? What does that even mean? Well, that means in Canada, you're coming to the end of your current mortgage term with your current lender. You're locked into a term or a contract for a set amount of years, whether that's a 3-year or a 4-year or a 5-year. Most people would be taking fixed, but over the last couple of years, a lot of people ended up with variable rate mortgages. But the product itself doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're coming up to the end of the contract or the end of the term. And what happens there is you're then free, much like a free agent on a sports team, you're now free to shop the market for another product without having to pay a penalty. If you make it all the way to your renewal date, and some lenders up to 30 days before renewal, you can get out of that term penalty free. Now, most people don't want to do that early currently because you're coming out of a really low mortgage rate. If you're currently coming out of a 2.1% fixed or a 1.89% fixed, you're not wanting to break that mortgage early. Why? Because you want the benefit of riding out that low interest rate right up until the bitter end of that mortgage renewal. So your mortgage renewal, just to recap, is when you're coming to the end of the current contract that you've signed in with your current lender. Number 2, getting prepared for your actual mortgage renewal. What are some things to consider? Well, there's a lot of things to consider, actually. Your current financial situation, your current financial goals and plans, your life situation. Are you looking to start a family, which comes with some added costs? Are you having kids that are a little bit older and going off to university or college, and maybe you need to access funds that way, or for that reason, excuse me? So that's another assessment. Your current credit score. What's your current credit score looking like? If you plan well enough in advance, there is some time to get that credit score improved for the time of renewal. When it comes to shopping your options, you get better options when you have a great credit score. Also, things to remember are employment. Have you changed your current employment? When you got your original mortgage, were you a salaried employee making $100,000 a year, and now you're self-employed selling widgets for $20,000 a year? That's going to greatly impact your options when shopping the market. So these are all things to remember when preparing for your upcoming renewal. Another thing to remember in preparing is the home itself. Are you staying in the home? Are you wanting to sell the home? And if you are staying, are there any renovations that you're wanting to be doing, any upkeep, any plans with the home that we need to factor in those planning? So those are just some of the things to consider when the renewal is coming up. Number 3, the actual renewal process. What does this process even look like? Well, I'll tell you. Generally speaking, the steps leading up to the renewal is your current lender is going to send you their offer either in the mail or via email. A lot of lenders are doing this via email these days without even actually rates in the first offering. They want you to call in with the hopes of being able to re-sign you when you're on the phone with their mortgage renewal specialist. But generally speaking, anywhere from 30 to 120 days or 1 month to 4 months, some lenders maybe even 6 months ahead of schedule, they'll be contacting you to start that conversation about getting that mortgage renewal in place. Now, the actual mortgage renewal with your current lender is quite easy. If they offer you an awesome rate and nothing's changed in life and you just want to stay with them because you love them that much, you can quite honestly just easily sign that renewal and you're done. However, if any of those situations in number 3, life changes, right? Renovations, kids, family, employment. If any of that stuff is going to impact your family budget and your plans moving forward, this is the time to start to prepare to shop for your options. You could stay with your current lender. Yes, just sign up on the renewal. But generally speaking, you're going to continue on that amortization path that you're already on. If you started at 25, you're signing a renewal at 20 years remaining. If you started at 30 years, you're likely signing at 25 unless you've made some prepayments. So what you want to do at that time is you want to contact a trusted mortgage professional to start shopping the market for your options. Yes, mortgage rate's very important, but mortgage rate isn't the be-all and end-all, believe it or not. Yes, you want to save money. Yes, you want to make sure you're getting the most cash flow in your home. However, if any of these life changes have happened, you want to be able to shop the market for the right product first, with the right lender, right terms and conditions, and then obviously a great mortgage rate. Number 4, what kind of term are you going to now sign into? I mean, shooting this in the late January of 2025, just before the Bank of Canada's first rate announcement of the year, we don't really know where rates are heading, right? We've got a incoming or now current United States President Trump talking about tariffs with Canada. That's going to impact our economy. And we also have a Bank of Canada who's trying to lower rates without slaughtering our Canadian dollar, but also having to worry about tariffs and what that would imply with soaring costs here in Canada. So it really is an uncertain time at the time of filming this. So what should you do? Should you take a fixed? Should you take a variable? I mean, generally speaking, the market is still favoring variables at this time because we know rates are likely going to continue to go down. Whether you want to ride that variable out or you want to just ride it out for 6 months or a year and then lock it into a lower, longer term is up to you. But these are all the things to consider, and a good mortgage professional will be able to help you guide through this process at this time. So that's why it's so important to not leave it to the very end of your mortgage renewal. Number 5, make sure you're working with the right mortgage professional. What do I mean by this? Well, you've probably got a great relationship at your current financial institution. But quite honestly, that I always say it's like going into McDonald's and asking them who makes the best burger in town. They're not going to tell you it's the other shop across the road. They're always going to direct you back to their product that they know, like, and trust. And here's something I ask of you. Make sure you reach out to an independent mortgage broker. Mortgage brokers like myself have access to multiple lenders, including top Canadian banks, as well as top mortgage lenders that lend all throughout Canada. So it's really important to try to work with somebody who's as unbiased as possible to give you that independent advice and help you make that right choice. Another thing to avoid is waiting until the last minute for your mortgage renewal. You do not want to wait until the bitter end to now shop the market, because really what you're doing is you're leaving it all up to chance in the hopes that you're going to find a better deal, and time constraints can really hamper your ability to do that. So that's why it's so important to start 6 months out, 9 months out, just even planning to get it all together. Because in a lot of these cases, you're going to need to provide a lot of paperwork, income documentation if you're self-employed, 2 years T1s and NOAs. If you're incorporated, you're going to need articles of incorporation. There's a lot of paperwork to get together. It can happen very quickly, by the way, but you don't want to leave it to the very last minute. Okay, so those are the top 5 things I think you should be considering upon mortgage renewal here in Canada at the beginning of 2025. Again, a lot of Canadians who are homeowners who have mortgages coming up for renewal this year, and it's so important to plan ahead. Hey, to help you with your mortgage renewal, I've actually written a book called The Mortgage Renewal Playbook, and I want to send you a free copy of it via email. So what I need you to do is comment down below, and I will do my best to get you a copy of that in your inbox. And if you have a mortgage renewal coming up this year, please give me a like on this video and see if I can maybe reach out to you and give you a hand with that, okay? I'm Rob Campbell. I'm a mortgage broker here in Ontario. All the best. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.